Hey guys, hello and welcome back to a new episode. It is nice to see you again. In tonight's one we're giving all of my personal predictions on Nokia into the next day or so, because of course today Nokia is down by quite a significant amount. If we do get it on the charts, we can see we're looking at a 6.81% decrease, which is of course not a good thing to see at all, but we could be talking about why this is happening right now in this episode, and of course we're going to be talking about what could happen with this one in the future. Well, of course I am not a financial advisor, but I can give you all of my personal opinions, and they are all coming up in this episode, guys. If it sounds like a plan, if it's something that you want to see, please leave a like and subscribe, as we will be looking at Nokia again tomorrow, giving my opinions based on how the market has been moving on that day. And of course, if it's something that you'll enjoy, make sure to subscribe. With that being said, obviously, like I said, I am not a financial advisor. Let's jump straight in. So yeah guys, looking at Nokia today, we are actually down by a significant amount. Now if we're looking at how it has actually been moving throughout the whole day, we can see that the majority of the morning was actually negative, and of course from about 1300 and we actually did increase in price, and that is a good thing. It does kind of indicate for some potential growth tomorrow, as it did kind of bounce back from those low points, as people hopefully saw this as an opportunity to buy the dip, as Nokia really does have some big potential for the future. So of course a big thing which we talked about last night in that episode is Nokia's earnings, which actually did come out, and they were positive, and that is a good thing to see, because of course we do want Nokia to be up, and it will of course increase a share's price. Why it clicked off that, I have no clue, but yeah, Nokia is obviously doing quite well according to its earnings. So they were actually a surprise, and they were in a positive way. We can see that revenue was up by about 2% on the expected figure, which is good. We can see revenue was actually 6.57 billion, which is a very significant amount, and of course the EPS was expected to be at 11 cents. It was actually at 14, which was a surprise of 29%. So of course good figures in the revenue, but that wasn't enough to bring back the share's price. I think this is just a general fact, because a lot of the hype was in the stock from previously. So even if the earnings were positive, yes, it did have that potential to bring it back, but unfortunately that was not the case, as people did continue to sell off. So you know what guys, it could be argued that a lot of these stocks which received a lot of hype are kind of seeing a bit of a decrease in price, and honestly with some of these it is a bad thing, but with Nokia, in my opinion, it's not the worst thing in the world, because obviously guys, Nokia is actually a company which does have the fundamentals there. Now of course with companies like AMC, I hate to say, yes, they are decent companies, but at the minute guys, a theatre company in the middle of a pandemic, it's not going to be doing too great, is it? But of course Nokia can still operate, and you know what guys, going into the future, Nokia's revenue is speculated to increase. So guys, when it comes to Nokia stock itself, honestly I think this one could be touching $10 within the next year or so, if it does continue to receive, you know, a bit more investor attention. And honestly guys, I think a lot of people will be interested in Nokia. From a company standpoint, obviously the 5G is expanding quite rapidly, and Nokia's expansion of their network is going to help them to increase their revenue. So of course going into the future, Nokia is intended to have 20% of 5G market share. It looks like they are actually living up to that goal right now, and revenue figures are clearly doing decent. So of course going back into the short term period, looking into this one for tomorrow, honestly guys, I think this one could definitely start to see it flatten out and actually go back up. Now if it was to go back up guys, in my personal opinion, I don't think it would be by very much. I think it would be by a significant amount in comparison to the sell off. It could definitely bring us back to this point of about $4.70, but I don't think it'd be too significant. I don't think we'd break past the previous high of the week, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all, because yes, we all want to make the biggest profit that we possibly can, but we need to face it guys, with Nokia, it's not like some of the other stocks. Yes, it did receive a little bit of hype which forced the price up over a shorter period of time, but that hype sold off a few days later. And I think now what we are looking at is a very long-term stock to invest in. Obviously, it's still more of a speculative play, as there is a lot of hype surrounding it, but in my personal opinion, I don't think it is going to come down a bit much more in price. I think it really is going to start to level out now and hopefully even get back up. So of course, Nokia is kind of dying off in share price. And you know what, that's not a bad thing in my personal view. I think it does actually present some great buy-in opportunities. I think, you know what guys, now looking at where we are, Nokia is a stock with some big potential. So personally, if I was going to be getting into Nokia, I think now is probably one of the best positions. I personally can't see it selling off by too much more in my personal view. And of course, I am not a financial advisor, just to say it again. But yeah, Nokia really does have some great potential moves for the long term. So obviously guys, it is still more of a speculative play, as it could actually just sit dead for the future. future, but if you are willing to take that chance, I think Nokia could definitely be a stock which should be on your radar. Now, I wouldn't put too much money on this one in my personal view. I might put, only a few shares on it, because some people are telling me in the comments that they are putting like 25k's worth of shares on it. I think only afford to risk what you can lose, because basically, even though the potential is there and the fundamentals are there, this one is not guaranteed to rocket by a few 100%. It definitely is possible that it could increase by 2 times, but you know what? On the big, 5-10 times, I just don't think that the potential is there over the short-term period. Over the more long-term period, the next 5 to 10 years, it definitely could 2 or 3 times, if not 5 times or even 10 times. But over a more short-term period, guys, I don't think it is going to receive that much investor attention. So just to clarify, going into tomorrow, guys, I think that we can definitely see Nokia see a bit of a small pullback into the upside, and that would be a great thing to see. I think it would be a confirmation of some more great things to come. But even if Nokia was to sit relatively flat tomorrow, that would also be decent, and it would kind of indicate to me that some potential growth is coming back, because of course Nokia has been selling off for a few days now. I think, you know what, guys, looking at the fundamentals, looking at how hyped the stock has been previously, it is not coming back as strong as we would like to see it. And of course, I personally do believe for that reason we do have some more room on the growth side, which could increase the share's price. So Nokia, guys, very good company, very good fundamentals, and going into tomorrow, I would like to see it flatten out, if not come back into the green. And that's my personal opinion. I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and of course tomorrow we'll be reporting on if this happened and giving my opinions into the next day. If that sounds like a plan, please give me a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.